Good, happy Friday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, government issues major airbag recall. U.S. government officials are issuing an urgent warning for people who may be driving vehicles with faulty airbags. Motorcyclist seriously injured in collision with car in Effingham. A Maine motorcyclist was seriously injured Thursday night in a collision with a car on Route 25 in Effingham. Rank and file. Republican activists hear Trump rail against Clinton on trade. State Republican Party Chairwoman Jennifer Horn described the group of 150 Granite Staters who assaulted in a vacant, crumbling asphalt lot outside of a shuttered light bulb factory to hear Donald Trump as good, solid New Hampshire voters. Activists ready to work for Trump in New Hampshire. Five-term state rep Bob Elliott of Salem called it his coming out party. Donald Trump delivers speech on trade in Manchester. Perspective Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump focused on trade and the economic Thursday in a speech in Manchester. Former tow truck driver accused of making sexual comments to customers. A former tow truck driver is arrested after being accused of making unwanted sexual comments to female customers, Massachusetts State Police say. Actor Mike O'Malley named PAL of the Year. The Nashua Police Athletic Legend honor young people across the city Thursday. Firefighters who commit arson, rare but troubling pneumonia. During the same week in April, two massive brush fires broke out in both cases. Police said firefighters were responsible for setting them. Crews search for missing man in Androscoggin River. Search and rescue crews were called into action Wednesday after a man canoeing on the Androscoggin River fell into the water and never resurfaced. Wells test positive for chemicals near Corky landfill. Groundwater test results near the former Corky landfill contain elevated contracts of PFOCs, officials say. Two women arrested after drug found in home with children present, police say. Two Goffstown mothers are facing charges after they were accused of exposing their children to uncapped needles and drugs, police said. Son of former police chief could face kidnapping assault charges. The son of Nashua's former police chief is one step closer to freedom after he was committed 7 years ago when he was accused of torturing his father. Prosecutors rests in Bedford home invasion trial. Prosecutors retained their case Thursday in the trial of a man accused of assaulting a couple in their Bedford home during a home invasion. Man accused of having sex with teenager says he was trying to protect her. A man from Southern California accused of having sex with a 14-year-old girl from Keene said he was trying to protect her, not harm her. Nashua man accused of harassing woman while towing their cars. A Nashua man is accused of verbally accosting woman in Massachusetts, according to Massachusetts State Police. Sanders isn't inching for convention fight. Bernie Sanders is still spoiling for a convention fight. It seemed like Democrats could finally unite when no member of the Democratic National Committee's 15-person convention drafting committee voted against the draft of the policy platform draft during a meeting in St. Louis. This part weekend, 13 members of the panel voted for the draft, 1 absent and 1 missed the vote. But since then, Sanders' alleged members have teed off on the draft for not going far enough in key areas. Wall Street seems lower ahead of holiday weekend. U.S. stock index features indicated a lower open on Friday morning as traders eyed the release of a host of data ahead of the 4th of July weekend. Market PMI data is set to come out at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, with ISM manufacturing data and constructive spending due to be released at 10 o'clock a.m. Vehicle sales data is also set to come out today. Donald Trump says he'll consider replacing Hibajah warning TSA agent with veterans. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
And next to the race for the White House, Donald Trump revealing a new detail about how he would take on ISIS, saying he prefers to keep his plans secret from the enemy, but he does want NATO to play a much bigger role. Also tonight, why Trump is targeting Bill Clinton. ABC's Tom Llamas one-on-one with the candidate today.
Tonight, Donald Trump accusing Attorney General Loretta Lynch of an ethical breach after she met with President Bill Clinton on the tarmac of a Phoenix airport for 30 minutes. Lynch's Justice Department still investigating Hillary Clinton's use of a private email account.
Who would think that when, you have this massive investigation going on emails, which is so serious, they'd have a meeting like this. So I was very surprised.
Aides to Bill Clinton and Lynch say it was a chance meeting and they were simply exchanging pleasantries.
Our conversation was a great deal about his grandchildren. It was primarily social and about our travels. He mentioned the golf he played in Phoenix.
The conversation, she insists, all personal, no business.
There was no discussion of Benghazi, no discussion of the State Department emails.
I asked Trump about that in New Hampshire today.
Do you take President Clinton at his word that the meeting was to be polite, that it was sincere, just to say hello?
Well, when you meet for a half hour and you're talking about your grandchildren and a little bit about golf, I know it sounds like a long meeting. It was a very sad situation to see, Tom, that I can tell you.
I also pressed Trump on what he would do to fight ISIS. He's been reluctant to outline a plan, saying he doesn't want to show his hand to the enemy.
You're a first-time politician. This will be your first time in public office. What can you tell voters to reassure them that you have a plan to take out ISIS?
We're going to hit them very hard. It's very true. It's very, possible that we should use NATO.
So you're saying use NATO troops to take out ISIS?
I like the idea of using NATO and also neighbors that aren't in NATO and take them out. You got to take them out.
Trump, for months, has trashed the NATO alliance as obsolete, even raising the possibility it's outlived its purpose. But now, he says it's NATO troops that could be the best tool to fight against ISIS.
U.S. Special Forces? U.S. Special Forces?
I don't want to get too much of ours involved. I want NATO to be involved. We spend a tremendous amount of money on NATO, but we have to do something to take out ISIS, and we have to take them out fast.
And Tom Yamas joins us now from New Hampshire. Tom, so far, no comment from Hillary Clinton's campaign on that meeting between her husband and the Attorney General. Donald Trump sure had a lot to say about it with you today, but what is he saying about the buzz over a possible running mate tonight?
Cecilia, Donald Trump has told me that he's narrowed his list of potential running mates, and tonight multiple sources tell ABC News that New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is being vetted. Both men are very close, and Christie has become one of Trump's closest advisors. Cecilia?
Okay, Tom, thank you.
Okay, and there you have it. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday and have a great holiday weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday evening. Goodbye, everyone.